Ignacia, your host, and welcome to yet another exciting event here on Miss Philippines Earth. Today's event will definitely have a big impact on the outcome of the competition. Today, the delegates will be on the hot seat, and this year, we are making this pre-judging round a little different by including a 2-minute eco-video presentation, followed by another 2 minutes for questions from our panel of judges. For most pageant watchers, this is considered the most crucial pre-judging stage because it completes the so-called total package of potential beauty queens who will serve as a spokesperson for the pageant's cause. We've invited a group of respected individuals who will challenge each of our delegates with their wit and charm. So ladies and gentlemen, our panel of judges, starting with, she graduated cum laude with a degree in psychology from UP Diliman and holds a master's degree in environment and natural resource management. A book author of Bakawan, a children's book, part of DepEd's Bright Minds Read program. An IVLP alumna and founder of My Birthday Foundation, news anchor of PTV News and Miss Earth Water 2006, Miss Catherine Vital.
Good evening, everyone, and I wish all the candidates for this evening the best of luck, and I hope that you will be able to convey your environmental projects, your environmental advocacy very, very clearly tonight. Thank you.
Indeed. Thank you, Miss Kathy. Now, he is a licensed educator, a financial industry executive, and a pageant blogger. Mark finished a certificate course in teaching and has already completed his education units for a Master of Arts degree in education, major in English language, teaching both at the Philippine Normal University, the country's premier teacher training institution. He's currently the Learning and Development Manager in one of the world's top financial institutions, where he creates programs that cater to the development of personal and professional communication, skills, personality, team dynamics, and leadership, among others. The current editor-in-chief of Miss Earth Crown, a Miss Earth dedicated news magazine blog page, Mr. Mark Lee Gatchalian.
Hello, good evening. I'm very excited to get to know you, and I hope we have fun, and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, Sir Mark Lee. Now for our last panel judge for tonight. She finished her bachelor's degree in applied physics, major in instrumentation in 2011, and completed her master's degree in applied physics, major in medical physics. Wow. In 2013, she became a college instructor in their alma mater and practiced her field in radiation oncology as a medical physicist after winning the Miss Philippines Earth title in July of 2017. She started advocating about the conservation of energy and embracing the use of renewable energy in November of 2017. The scope of her environmental advocacy widened after winning the international title of Miss Earth, and in September 21 of 2018, she represented the Philippines in the first Youth Ambassador for Climate Change Commission in the Youth Climate Summit held in United Nations headquarters in the New York City. She is currently a member of the Association of Image Consultants International and Global Sustainability Committee, an ambassador for WWF Philippines, a host, a speaker, and an image consultant. We have, personally, I am a big fan of her, Miss Karen Ebasco.
Hi everyone, good evening, and I can't wait for this specific segment to start because it's one of the most closest, or rather closest area in my heart from Miss Philippines Earth. So I can't wait for each and every candidate to share their environmental advocacy.
Thank you, Miss Karen Ebasco. Thank you to our panel. Now, before we proceed, I would like to encourage everyone watching to show your love and support to our delegates by liking and sharing this live stream. These ladies put a lot of effort preparing for the pageant. So do show your support for these ladies, and don't forget to include the hashtags Miss Philippines Earth 2022, Me Loves Fauna with your social media posts. So let us get on with the eco video presentation and intelligence and environmental awareness prejudging as I call on the first delegate from Luzon. We have Miss Angono Rizal.
Earth, I am Tazin representing the capital of the Philippines, Angono Province, Rizal.
In the landlocked province of Rizal, there is a municipality named Angono. Angono today is the first-class municipality, is more well known as a town with a unique cultural life and history, with its citizens having achieved much in the artistic fields of painting, music, sculpture, and native artistic genres. Volunteerism is the key in achieving the fulfillment of every program which is prominent in the small town of Angono. The planting of trees and the regular cleanup drives wouldn't be successful if the people do not care for the environment. In Angono, it is not hard to do and implement the 5 R's because people here always rethink of the ways and how we can help to preserve our environment. Reduce, decreasing the use of harmful, wasteful, and non-recyclable products. Reuse, cutting back on the amount of trash we generate and finding new ways on how to use things that otherwise would have been thrown out. Recycle, turning something old and useless into new and useful products. Last, but definitely not the least, is respect. Giving respect to our nature and environment is one of the common goals of the people in Angono. And because of that, Angono was recognized and hailed as Hall of Fame awardee in the search for the cleanest and greenest municipality in the Gawad Pangulo sa Kapaligiran program. And just like my chosen fauna, this video is a message to people to give a heart for our nature. I am Desiree Gonzalez, and I am a woman of the earth.
Hi.
Hi, good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. I just personally want to thank you for your eco video. It's not easy to create an eco video, so thank you for that. But for my first question to you, when I was watching your eco video, how are you personally applying your advocacy now during the pandemic?
All right, ma'am, just to give you an update, my advocacy for this year's Miss Philippines Earth is e-jeepney. And I chose this because I believe that it is very timely and relevant right now, because this type of e-jeepney modernization can help us to reduce air pollution and as well as to its associated health effects, because it has, 87% lower greenhouse gas emissions compared with our traditional jeepney. And considering that it is electricity based, then that means that no fuel must be used. So I'm applying this environmental advocacy right now during pandemic by coordinating with our local government to implement this type of e-jeepney. However, I do understand that it requires us a lot of money because it's quite pricey than the traditional jeepney that we have in our country. And I know that it requires us to remove the old for us to popularize the new. But however, I know that a slower replacement will be a great start. And if we're going to embrace that, then we will not be going to stay on a current uncomfortable situation of our environment.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hi, Desiree.
Hi, Sir Mark. Good evening.
Good evening. You know what I like about your video was you also mentioned that Angono is the art capital of the Philippines, right?
Mhm.
So probably my question for you is somehow related to that. How do you think can you use art to promote your advocacy?
Well, I could use art to promote my advocacy, which is the e-jeepney for a change, by encouraging people, especially for the people in Angono, because I really wanted to start with my community. Yeah, I think that's the end of my, yeah, for the Q&A.
All right. Thank you, Miss Angono, for the first delegate to be called on and to be questioned by our esteemed panel of judges tonight. You did amazing, so you now can relax as we move on to our next delegate, Miss Antipolo City.
Hi! Do you want to see something beautiful? I am Sas Cruz, your Miss Philippines Earth representing Antipolo City. Also known as the City of the Sky, it lies on the slopes of the Sierra Madre, the longest mountain range in our country and our strongest defense against many natural disasters. That is home to lush greeneries. It also prides itself as the pilgrimage capital of the Philippines from its rich religious history. Tara na sa Antipolo! Where Antipolo is, but did you know that it was named after a tree? It was derived from the Antipolo tree, which was once in abundance. Favorite thing about my city is that everything is within reach. It is known for being the right balance of nature and urban establishments. Just last year, we were the second most competitive component city in the Philippines. We have a lot to offer, from delicacies such as suman and kasoy to cultural treasures like Antipolo Cathedral's Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. Once again, I am Sas Cruz, your Miss Philippines Earth representing Antipolo City. And I am a woman of the earth.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Sas. I'm curious. Was the video of the falls behind you? Ano ba yon? Hinulugang taktak ba yon?
Hinulugang taktak falls, Ma'am Kath.
That's very interesting. Parang last time I went to Antipolo, hindi pa talaga siya fully developed. So, I mean, fully developed and then rehabilitated. How is it right now? And what can you share with the rest of the Philippines or the rest of the world on how it managed to revive itself in the past years? Kasi we all know that for a few years, it has been quite dirty and no longer viable for tourism. But now it looks very different.
That is very true. In fact, when I first visited Hinulugang Taktak Falls, it was in the process of its rehabilitation, which I'm very grateful of. And I paid the courtesy call to the Honorable Mayora Yunares, and she also informed me that there is a water treatment plant that is on its way to completion. And with this, it will fully help with the water pollution that is occurring in Hinulugang Taktak Falls. So with this, it can be able to restore it to its former glory. So that is what I'm proud of. In fact, in the eco video that I presented earlier, I actually went down the Hinulugang Taktak Falls and went there for myself. It was a very thrilling experience because I was able to spot the wildlife that was rampant in there, such as the frogs. It was very cute. But other than that, yes, I am very happy of my own landmark and my own city.
Sorry, fellow judges, just a follow-up question. You mentioned about what the government plans to do, but what is your message to your fellow, ano bang tawag ng mga taga-Antipolo? Sa mga kapwa ka-Antipolo, ayan. What is your message to them on your accountability or your responsibility as people who live in Antipolo to protect it? Of course, it's not the government's job alone.
I want to let everyone know that about the importance of individual efforts, because as an individual efforts, we are able to, if we are able to work as a collective, we can also make a difference, and we can also make we can also let the government know that we are being the change that we want to see in the world and in our environment.
All right. Thank you, Miss Antipolo. Thank you, Miss Kathy, as well. for giving such wonderful questions, Antipolo. We definitely learned a lot from her and learning about Antipolo as well. Now, on to our next candidate, Miss Balagtas, Bulacan.
She is a woman, and when she sets a goal, she is determined to accomplish it. She was made to bring light to the earth, to find joy in helping others, and to stand as a movement of change for the environment. I am Trisha Van Eldick, Miss Philippines Earth from the Municipality of Balagtas, Bulacan. Balagtas is known as the culture capital of the Philippines, a home of great Philippine literature, a place rich in agriculture and hard-working people. That is why our products are our very own pride, from our famous delicacies to our annual celebration of Balagtas Day, which showcases the different crafts of the famous designers hailed from Bulacan. We Balagtaseño are devoted to our faith, and that leads us to appreciate our very own culture, tradition, and heritage. And joining Miss Philippines Earth gave me a reason to widen my advocacy. Project Pag-asa is a volunteer cleanup drive where we work together to improve public spaces, educate proper waste management, and a vision to transform our municipality into a cleaner and greener one. Like a Philippine eagle, I have a role for the ecosystem, and I will soar high amidst adversities. I am a woman of the earth.
Hi, Miss Bulacan. Good evening.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
I guess for my question, you mentioned about your advocacy earlier.
Yeah.
So how are you, I believe you are already applying that now, but how are you planning to continue your advocacy even after Miss Philippines Earth? Do you have any plans in continuing that? Because I believe it's a good advocacy, especially now during the pandemic. So do you have any plans of perhaps working with an NGO or with your government for you to continue with your advocacy?
Actually, before I started joining Miss Philippines Earth, I really had an advocacy which is about health. And I was thinking about how can I relate health into the environment? And that's where Project Pag-asa came, where we in my team tried to have a campaign. And this is the campaign in which we are trying proper waste management. And I didn't know that my voice would be enough to make an influence to our municipality. And I am very, very proud to say that last week we already started proper waste management. Trashes was always a problem in our community, and now we have trash bins in all over our neighborhood. And I would still continue my advocacy even after the Miss Philippines Earth, because I think that it is not for me, but it is for my environment. If I am going to make a change, I will start now and I will influence other people, because I think this is my goal, to be passionate about my advocacy and to make a change for our environment. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Hi Trisha, I really like your project of it's Pag-asa, right? Pag-asa.
Yeah.
Because it really encourages volunteerism. But I'd like to check. I know that not everyone will be for volunteerism. So how would you encourage volunteerism in your area?
I would like to encourage volunteerism in my area by starting it with myself. I want to share that environment is fun. Or I could say that doing something for the environment is fun. And I started, sorry.
It's okay, you can wrap up your answer.
Okay, so I started it with the kids. I tried to encourage them by simple things like drawings that would captivate their minds. And I think that captivating minds with others would make a way that they would like to go and try volunteerism in their own way and to join our community project Pag-asa.
I agree. You should start when they're young kids, right?
Yes. And still whenever they're still young, so when they grow old, they could have that attitude on having a value for the environment. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Balagtas Bulacan. You ended that beautifully. I especially love the part when you discovered the power of your voice. That is very important. All right, now let's move on to our next delegate for tonight, Miss Bawang La Union.
Mabuhay and naimbag nga daw. This is Valerie Flores Paulite, your Miss Philippines Earth, Bauang La Union.
Bauang La Union is a coastal municipality, and as a Bawangenya, I promote marine life species. One of our municipality's focus is to sustain coastal resilience and developed the underutilized rivers into mangroves. Bakawan helps our nature to maintain the balance of our ecosystem because it serves as a habitat to birds and marine species, including my chosen fauna.
My chosen fauna is Arius medalensis, that belongs to the marine species that is endemic to the islands of Luzon. It is commonly known as the Manila catfish or canduli.
Arius medalensis or canduli is a white catfish variety found in the lakes and freshwater systems in the Philippines, usually in the islands of Luzon. In area around Manila, Bataan, Laguna, Cavite, and Rizal, including the Pasig River and Laguna de Bay.
Again, this is Valerie Flores Paulita, and I am the woman of the year.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Hi, Valerie. It's nice that you started your video from the top of the mountain down to the mangroves. Very interesting. You shared with us your chosen fauna, which is the fish, and then you mentioned about Pasig River. Have you ever heard of the news before that there are species of fish in the Pasig River na nag-mutate na because of the amount of toxicity in the Pasig River? And what is your reaction upon hearing this?
Well, of course, I feel sad for it because there are endemic species in Pasig River that already mutate due to the toxicity level in that river. And I think it is something that should remind each and every one of us to take care every river or every ecotourism spot or landmarks in our municipality to be able for us to preserve these kinds of faunas or animals.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm just curious. Since you mentioned about protecting, do you have any idea how your local government is protecting the marine biodiversity in your area?
Thank you so much for that question, Ma'am Karen. Actually, the LGU or the Municipality of Bauang has a regular cleanup drive and mangrove rehabilitation. We have what you have seen on my video. We have the Bakawan Eco Park, which is now on the rehabilitation or in the improvement for us to preserve the marine life on the area.
All right.
Hi, Valerie. Good evening. Hi. So you know what? I've been to Bawang, and you know what it's called? That's the beach capital of the Philippines.
Yeah.
How does your area or municipality help protect the beaches in your area?
The beaches here in Bawang, I can probably say that these are all clean. Despite of the fact that there are popping businesses or establishment, we make sure that there are regular coastal cleanup and the Bawangenyos are really good in preserving the beaches. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope to visit Bawang again.
Hope to see you, sir.
All right, thank you, Miss Bauang La Union. You did great. Now going on to our next delegate who comes from one of the places I love here in the Philippines, Calatagan, Batangas.
I am Hannah Chanel Arellano, Miss Philippines Earth Calatagan, Batangas, and this is my hometown. Calatagan is known to home of beautiful beaches, rich in marine biodiversity. Aside from historical landmarks, which we are very proud of, like the Cape Santiago Lighthouse, who served as a guide to our local fishermen, the birds flying above our mangroves represent our simple life away from urban. With our aim to fight climate change by supporting our country's ecological solid waste management act, we have our own sanitary landfill as a preventive measure which promotes the 5 R's: refuse, reduce, reuse, repurpose, and recycle. It clearly shows that collaboration between government leaders and its constituents has effects, and that all efforts, no matter how small, can always lead to contribute to something impacting in the long picture. The responsible actions and preventive measures of my beloved hometown captured the charm of our beautiful geographic area. Seeing birds flying around, spreading their wings signifies that there is hope for our nature. And fish in the abundant sea, playing with their corals, represents change. Our love for these animals should grow so that we can protect them against climate issues. As an eco-warrior, when hope and change combine, we can positively add a tide to the ripple of our movement. This is Hannah Chanel Arellano, and I am a woman of the earth.
Hi, Hannah.
Good evening po.
All right. One of the things that struck me in your video is yung mga kalsada, believe it or not, yun talaga yung nakapukaw sa akin. And I'm sure decades-old trees along the road. What is your reaction to several other LGUs who cut down their very old trees to widen the roads? And this is happening all over the country. Would you tell them to go ahead, widen the roads, or tell them to think about other options?
No, actually, we've been facing that problem po. The one that we saw on our highways was on the process of cutting down, but we have nothing to do with it because it was recommended by the engineers. However, the Isabel Foundation had this promise of replacing those trees because what is wrong about that trees is that that place where it is planted is actually owned by the government. So as something in exchange for it, they will replace it and they will move the trees or plant another trees inside their premises.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, hi, Miss Batangas. Now, when I was watching your video, you focused also more on the waters. Now, I was just wondering, how is the solid waste management in Calatagan, Batangas?
The solid waste management in Calatagan, Batangas is really commendable. As you can see in our eco video or in my eco video, we have the sanitary landfill, which is in compliance with the Republic Act number 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. It was constructed in 2018 and began operating in 2019. This was also...
You can wrap up your answer, it's fine.
Also, to address the issue of waste production in our community. Because as tourism industry rise in our community, comes also the rise in the number of waste generated. Actually, during the pandemic, where tourist activities or tourism activities are restricted, our local government unit found out a 47% decrease in the waste generation. So that 47% was from tourists. And as an action, we improved our solid waste management initiatives by improving the landfill and also being in collaboration with the barangay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Miss Calatagan. I'm pretty sure that all of the local government units of these girls are very proud of them for sharing their efforts in preserving the environment. Now, on to the next, we have Miss Ibaan, Batangas.
Mabuhay! I am Renee Colleen Santa Teresa, Miss Philippines Earth, Ibaan, Batangas. Join me as we explore the shining gem of Calabarzon and be mesmerized by the wonderful culture, breathtaking attractions, and joyful people. One of the things you shouldn't miss during your visit here is exploring our unique culture and arts. We are home to excellent weavers who enliven the oldest form of weaving, known as hap. These world-class fabrics are also transformed into useful products like face masks, bags, wallets, and more. We also pride ourselves in our tubo, which flavors our lives with sweetness. Aside from that, the green and rich agriculture of our town offers sustainable agri-tourism for those who want a joyful tour. Speaking of tours, let's begin our journey in the heart of Ibaan, Archdiocesan Shrine and Parish of St. James the Greater. We Ibaeños are known for being religious, and it's no doubt that this is one of the most visited places in our town. Just beside our church is the People's Park of Ibaan, where we can sit back, relax, and get to enjoy interesting sceneries and appreciate the charming greeneries. Now, before our tour ends, let's get closer to nature as we take a relaxing and refreshing dip in one of our hidden gems, the Dumayaka Falls. The majestic falls offer a captivating cascade of crystal clear water paired with a calm ambience. The local government unit of Ibaan works hand in hand with its people to ensure the efficient implementation of its environmental initiatives. And just like my chosen fauna, Ibaan is a symbol of a beautiful transformation. I am Renee Colleen Santa Teresa, and I am a woman of the earth.
Hi, Renee. Good evening.
Hi, good evening, sir.
I'm very impressed with the architecture in your area and also the textiles. I love that. And one thing that struck me the most really was the falls. What's the name of the falls once again?
The Dumayaka Falls, sir.
Falls. I'm into that. I'm into trekking, but I'd like to find out from you. I know that you'd like to promote your area. How do you think you could find that balance when you start inviting people, but then again help still preserve your area?
Yes, I think that's where sustainable tourism comes in, because that certain area in our town is still quite a bit it's yet to be developed, and I hope that once we are ready to accept tourists, we could incorporate more sustainable preparations first. We have to ensure that we are ready to accept tourists, so that once the pandemic has passed and we are starting to accept more tourists, we know that we can handle them. So I think that it's a very important way to prepare ourselves and to take care of the falls that we have.
I agree. Prepare your area first. Thank you.
Hi, Renee. I saw in your video that you had interactions with both people older than you and people younger than you. What lessons did you learn from the older people, and what wisdom did you gain from the young ones?
From the older people, I have learned that it's very important to always preserve and appreciate your culture. We Baeños, we are very blessed because we have a rich culture, we have amazing people, and I have learned to hold on to that and really be proud of it. And every time I visit a different municipality, I always tell them you should come to Ibaan and experience, so that you can experience joy, because really when you visit here, the feeling is so different. We're just a small town, but we're very happy. It's very colorful. So that is one of the lessons I've learned from our elderly. And for the younger people, I've learned that it's also important to develop as well, for us to keep
keep improving. It's not bad. Development is not bad as long as we have a proper balance. We still know how to balance that and still not forgetting about our culture. So that's what I've learned from our younger ones.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Ibaan Batangas. Wow, I can see the passion of these girls through the screen. And now, marking our 7th delegate for tonight, let us call on Miss Legazpi City.
The word resilience has been thrown around to describe how Filipinos are able to pick themselves up in the midst of a disaster. The year was 2006. Typhoons Milenio, Remy, and Senyang devastated the city of Legazpi, claiming thousands of lives and causing billions of pesos in damages. The city's immediate peril is the active Bangko Mayon. Legazpi City also experiences an average of 3 to 5 cyclones every year, and the subsequent threats of tsunamis due to earthquakes that pose additional risk to our city. All these dangers are because of the effects of climate change. The city learned its lesson and became a part of the Zero Casualty Framework towards natural disasters. With effective implementation, Legazpi City's initiative was recognized with Climate Adaptive and Disaster Resilient Award by the Climate Change Commission. Now is the time for us to take that conscious effort too. Rethink our actions, words, and doings, reduce our physical and environmental waste and emotional clutter. Reuse our energy and focus on more meaningful conversations and relationships in our lives. Recycle our thoughts and share to others what we think matters most, which is respect. Respect Mother Earth and those closest to us, even strangers. Mother Earth needs to heal. A simple act of responsibility can do so much for her recovery. And we should all act now. Minamaut ko ang padagos na pagrahay sa tuyang kapalibutan. From the lush countryside and breathtaking seascapes of Legazpi City, Albay, this is Erica Vina Talaveratan, and I am a woman of the earth.
Hi, Ms. Legazpi.
Hello everyone, magandang gabi po.
I personally love your video because it was quite close to a lot of people with what happened. When you talk about, let's go back to your video about disasters. You mentioned about it. What is the actions in the area of adaptation that your local government has done in order to make your people more prepared if ever disasters such as those things happen in the future?
Actually, if in the video, it was stated about the Zero Casualty Framework. Basically, it was implemented right after Bagyong Reming. For those who doesn't know, Bagyong Reming was one of the typhoons that actually struck Legazpi City, where thousands of people died and almost 8 billion pesos were lost when it comes to damages. So I guess the most important thing that is implemented by the government is the Zero Casualty Framework, wherein people are being forced. Sometimes when they hear that the typhoon is very strong, they try to tell people to evacuate. Other than that, they make sure that the drainage system is very clean. Same time with the Legazpi Boulevard. This is the boulevard right next to our ocean. We clean it because sometimes the dirt collected there would be the one who would disrupt the flow of the irrigation system.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Erica. We have a very interesting chosen fauna, which is the Philippine cobra.
Yes.
According to the IUCN, it's already nearly threatened.
Yes.
But you know what? As Filipinos, if we see a snake, what's our automatic reaction? Either we run away from it or kill it, right? How do you think we help at least assist people in changing their mindset about protecting such endangered or almost threatened species?
Okay. You see, sir, I believe that Philippine cobras are actually animals that are very misunderstood. The only time that the Philippine cobras would defend themselves is that when they feel that they are threatened. So basically, if they don't feel threatened at all, you wouldn't see them in their attack mode. So I guess the most important, and I encourage everyone, is to educate ourselves. You know, there are organizations that actually help you to collect this kind of species when you find them in your home or whatnot. So I encourage everyone, let's educate ourselves, and as much as possible, let's not harm these animals. Thank you, Paul.
Thank you, Erica.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Legazpi City. We have reached half of our delegates already, so keep your support coming through the comment section and don't forget to include our hashtags. Now let's listen to our next delegate for tonight, Naujan Oriental Mindoro.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Crystal Abid and I'm representing Naujan Oriental Mindoro. And I advocate for sustainable tourism, which is also very relevant to my hometown, to my municipality, which is a developing one. And sustainable tourism is very helpful, not just for the environment of my municipality, but also to its people. That would give and benefit people with their daily lives. Thank you.
Hi, Crystal. You mentioned about sustainable tourism. If there's another municipality, province, or city in the Philippines that you feel has a very good practice in tourism and somewhat magiging best practice city or municipality for your place, what is that? And what specific practices do you want to implement in your own place?
I think it's Palawan. We all know that Palawan is a very developed tourism destination, and we can also see that there are different initiatives being done there beside from advertising the tourism sites there. And I think that is one of the municipality or province that we can acquire the initiatives that we are doing there in order to protect our municipality.
Thank you.
Hi. You mentioned about sustainable tourism. So a lot of municipalities also practice sustainable tourism. Yeah. I think it's a bit of a wide topic. Can you share with us specifically what is your municipality or province specifically doing in your place when it comes to sustainable tourism, so you can encourage people to experience what sustainable tourism is in Mindoro?
Okay. One of the best example that I can share with you that I've witnessed here in my municipality. Actually, I just witnessed it this past few weeks. There is some place here. They call it a bulak. It's warm water place, and some people are visiting there. Before, when I first visit it, there are no tourists yet there. So it is just a place that there are no people living, or only the locals are going there. But as the time passes by, different tourists are going there. So, and when I get to go there last week, I've noticed that there are different activities already have been established there, and there are already some people living there, locals that consider living there in order to protect, at the same time benefit from the tourist attractions that it offers. And I think that is a good one, since at the same time they are benefiting from the tourist spot, at the same time they are protecting it from the tourists. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Oriental Mindoro. Now the next eco video we will watch is from Miss Sampaloc, Quezon.
Mabuhay! I am Rochelle Ana Puados Emilio, proudly representing the home of the Bulihan Festival, Sampaloc, Quezon.
Once hailed as the cleanest and greenest municipality in the Philippines, Sampaloc is a town in Quezon Province that is located at the valley surrounded by high evergreen mountains in the heart of the Sierra Madre. Fans, bags, and even gowns made of buri. We encourage the use of buri bags instead of plastic bags in order to help the environment and at the same time support local products. We also recycle plastics and make them into bags inspired by buri. We have our own dishes that are truly delicious and healthy,
such as Pinais, Pinangat, and Kinulog. We also have popular pasalubong such as tamales and suman. From a young age, we teach children how to garden and farm so they will understand and appreciate our culture and our farmers for what they do for Sampaloc. We were taught to respect animals in their natural habitats. If they don't need protection or rehabilitation, we don't keep them and let them free into the wild. We always find ways to create projects that will help the environment. We are firm believers of prevent rather than cure. That's why it is encouraged in our town to practice responsible traveling and recycling of single-use plastics so that we'll be able to practice ecotourism and protect our natural tourist spots so that we'll be able to show to future generations why we're proud to call Sampaloc our home.
Hello, Rochelle.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. You know what? Your area is so beautiful. It's surrounded by the Sierra Madre
Thank
Mountains.
you. Thank
Imagine,
you.
imagine when you wake up and you see that, right? It will really relieve your stress. Okay, so what I like about your video really is you encouraging your area or people to use bully. Is that bully or bully?
Bully. Bully, yes
Bully,
po. Bully or bully. We
bully. I
actually
like that.
we have been practicing the art of bully weaving since from the beginning of time, and we have passed that type of art or art form to from generation to generation. Actually, the woman beside me was I don't know if you know the term maglala, or that's what you do when you weave buri. That's actually my mother.
Wow.
Yes,
Wow.
yes. The art of buri weaving is actually passed down from generation to generation, and we still practice that up until this day. And actually, the art of weaving, we apply it also to recycling plastic trashes. And this is one of the many examples of
Wow.
weaving, and this is actually made of plastic.
Cool. I really like that you are really passing on that tradition. I hope that it will be kept for the next years to come. It's really an amazing way of ensuring that we recycle things but still keep our tradition. I love that. Thank you,
Yes.
Rizal.
Thank you.
Hi, Rizal. You know, it's very interesting that you're also looking at how you can integrate plastic in your weaving practice. But do you ever envision your place, for example, in Sampaloc, Quezon, to be purely bully lang lahat yung mga bagay? That you drop plastic altogether? Do you foresee that for your place?
Yes, actually, I think in under 5 years, I think we're going to prohibit plastic use in our area or in our municipality. Actually, it's actually encouraged in our town to use bully bags or bags that are made from bully or recycled plastics like this one. Yes, and I I hope that the municipalities beside us will also follow in our pursuit of getting rid of plastic or use of plastic in their hometowns.
Okay, thank you, Miss Sampaloc, Quezon. I wish I could visit there soon. I'm in Quezon province right now, but I'm quite far. And speaking of another place I want to visit, Santa Ignacia, Tarlac.
I am Jenny Ramp, Miss Philippines Earth, Santa Ignacia, Tarlac.
Projects spearheaded by my municipality of Santa Ignacia include tree planting activities currently focused on collecting garbages in every barangay by putting up MRFs, aka Material Recovery Facility, and every June 12 marks our yearly cleanup drives. And all of these actions promote eco-tourism, addressing the 5 R's: rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle, respect.
My chosen fauna is the white-winged flying fox.
The small white-winged flying fox, scientifically named Desmolopix megalucaturus, is a species of megabat in the family Pteropodidae. It is known from Mindoro Island in the Philippines. Only 13 specimens have been found, one in 1998 and 12 found in 2006.
I am Woman of the Earth.
Hi, Mr. La.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, you mentioned about your video about the MRF, the Materials Recovery Facility. How is it? Is it widely practiced in your area? How efficient, perhaps, are you doing it in your municipality that you want to share as well to other places in the Philippines?
I am very proud of my municipality for having the initiative of starting MRFs. This encourages the community that instead of throwing away the plastics, we can reuse and reduce them through proper segregation to make use of it again. A good example of this is how some people can use this and create hollow blocks with these materials. As a candidate and as a woman of the earth, I'm using my voice to educate that these programs exist and they exist in my very municipality.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Jenny. Your chosen fauna is white-winged flying fox, or the fruit bat, and it is already endangered. Okay, so just like to check up, maybe this is your opportunity to educate our viewers the importance of preserving this particular species.
Yes, this is why I highly believe in advocating against deforestation, which is like my chosen fauna's biggest enemy. We must also advocate against hunting as well, because most importantly, these white-winged flying fox, they are an epidemic to the Philippines, which is why we should celebrate, understand, and protect their home. Because through this, we may be able to unlock nature's secret through these great discoveries.
Thank you.
Hi, Jenny. You mentioned that you have a yearly cleanup in Santa Ignacia in Tarlac. So what did you do this year? June 12 was just what? More than 2 weeks ago.
Yes, it was actually Independence Day as well. Unfortunately, I was not able to join. I really hope that I will be able to join next year though, but because of the strict restrictions and the protocols, I wasn't able to.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Santa Ignacia Tarlac. These girls are very smart, and we are down to our last two candidates for tonight, starting with Miss San Vicente, Palawan.
Mayad na adlaw kanindong tanan. I am Christine Gloria Balboa, Miss Philippines Earth, San Vicente, Palawan. Being here feels like a dream. Wherever you go, your eyes will indulge with the endless beauty of nature. This is why tourists from all over the world keep on coming back in this paradise. I am lucky enough to call my home. Our community will welcome you with the brightest smiles and joyous laughter which never fades even in the midst of adversity. Living in the best island in the world and the last ecological frontier of the Philippines is both a privilege and a responsibility. The Municipality of San Vicente has shifted to e-trikes for sustainable transportation since 2019. Through the energy-efficient electric vehicles, we have reduced our annual petroleum consumption and minimized carbon dioxide emissions. This and adhering to the 5 R's are significant steps in combating climate change. We must learn to rethink, reduce, reuse, recycle, and respect. Palawan is a home to 232 endemic animals. One that represents the beauty and resilience of Palaweños is the Tandikan or Palawan peacock pheasant. The Tandikan is an endangered specimen that needs massive protection towards ecological balance. I will protect and conserve this wonderful gift endowed for us because I am woman of the earth.
Hi, Miss Palawan.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah, I've been to San Vicente and I love that area. What is one thing that you are most proud of in San Vicente, Palawan? Can you share with us?
What I'm proud about my municipality is we are already working on to be an eco town. So one of our first project, like I featured here in my ecotourism video, is the the e-trike. So this is one of the first project of my municipality resulting from the eco-town planning for it way back April 30, 2019. And this has been supported technically by Global Green Growth Institute and the Climate Change Commission.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you po, Miss Karen. You're my idol. Starstruck.
Hi, Christine. Good evening.
Hi, sir.
You know
Hello,
what I
sir.
like about what you said was you significantly reduced your fossil fuel consumption. Okay, so you've already mentioned one. Could you please share to us what else did you do to ensure that you reduce that?
The the carbon emission. That's what you meant, sir.
Yes.
There are lots of things that I have done because one of my advocacy is green engineering towards eco-sustainable development. So
Wow.
this
green
is actually a
engineering is a big
yeah
word.
this is actually a broad advocacy because this also includes the renewable source of energy. I am actually from petroleum industry, but I turned
Whoa.
back
Okay.
because I just can't. I am a petroleum engineer, but I shifted to be a real estate practitioner that focuses on protection of the timberlands and the forest lands.
Christine, we need more of you. We need more of you.
Thank you so much, sir.
All right, thank you, Miss San Vicente Palawan. I absolutely agree with Sir Marky. Now moving on to our second to the last delegate for tonight, Miss Silang Cavite.
Silang is home to many beautiful places, from its historical landmarks, rich heritage, to its intimate wedding venues and thriving farms. Silang has its own charm, a beauty that is long kept below the radar.
As the second oldest town in Cavite, Silang has been projected as one of the greatest representations of religious tourism.
It's a cradle for shrine and churches that are considered national treasures.
Aside from its cultural heritage and its proximity to the Metro South and Tagaytay, the events industry also sparked here. Being close to nature, events places in Silang gives the intimate vibe. Silang is also known for its farms, for agriculture is one of the main sources of livelihood of its people. With the ordinances of the local government, farmers practice organic methods to ensure an environment-friendly and sustainable farming. Plant shops are also a must-visit places in our town. Silang's climate is very cool and ideal for growing plants. You would also love how we treat animals here. When the Taal volcano erupted in 2020, non-government sectors took the initiative to take in rescued animals, and because of this, more animals received the needed treatment and care on their way to recovery. The environment around us is not only our home, but everything that keeps us alive.
I am Danica Viara Amon Kanilang, your Miss Philippines Earth Silang Cavite, and I am a woman of the earth. Hi, Danny. In your video, you put a very good emphasis on treating animals as fellow living creatures of this planet. Why do you think is it important for us to look at animals that way and not just as pets or as equipment when it comes to some forms of livelihood or food, for that matter?
I personally believe that animals should be treated humanely because just like humans, they too have their very important roles in making our ecosystem thrive, and they are also creation of God. And that itself should be a reason that they should be treated with respect and humanely.
Hi, Miss Cavite.
Hi, Miss Karen.
You mentioned about sustainable farming in your place. Can you further explain to us what you do in sustainable farming in Cavite?
Agriculture is one of the main sources of livelihood of the people in Silang and in the whole province of Cavite per se. That's why a provincial ordinance number 2013-2017 is created. It is an ordinance adopting the Republic Act 10068 or the Organic Agriculture Act of 2010, wherein the practice of organic farming is being promoted, propagated, and implemented in the whole province of Cavite. Farmers are encouraged to use fertilizers such as manure, compost, and other fertilizers that comes from organic origin. And in the municipality of Silang, the Municipal Agriculture Department meets or holds monthly meeting with a group of farmers to make sure that they are educated in this matter.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right in the nick of time, Miss Silang Cavite. And for our last but definitely not the least delegate for tonight, let's go on Miss Trece Martires City.
Nandito tayo ngayon sa bantayog ng 13 martir ng Cavite. Dito nakuha ang pangalan ng aking lungsod na Trece Martires. Ang Trece Martires ay may malaking bahagi na sa aking buhay. Dito ako lumaki at dito ako namulat sa maraming bagay. Ang buhay namin dito ay napakasimple lang at naituguyod kaming magkakapatid ng aking ama sa pamamagitan ng kanyang pwesto sa palengke na gulayan. Siya ang nagturo sa akin sa simpleng pamumuhay at sustainable living. Nakikita niyo naman ngayon, sobrang simple lang natin. Wala tayong ayos, di tayo naka-makeup. Di ba dapat pag beauty queen ka, dapat lagi kang nakaayos? Pero kasi pag sinabi natin sustainable living, sinasabayan din natin siya ng simpleng pamumuhay. Pag sinabi natin simpleng pamumuhay, binabawasan natin ang mga bagay na unnecessary o hindi naman kailangan sa buhay natin. Paano mo masasabi na namumuhay ka ng sustainably or sustainable living? Unang-una, reduce your consumption. Pangalawa, don't buy fast fashion. Pangatlo, shop local, buy less, buy better. Buy organic food. Start with yourselves. To start living sustainably, you have to start doing it like a habit. And afterwards, gamitin mo ang oportunidad na yan kapag habit mo na magkaroon ng sustainable lifestyle to influence more people para naman magkaroon tayo ng better community at better earth. Para sa mas marami pang kaalaman tungkol sa sustainable lifestyle, pwede nyong i-follow ang Instagram account na Me, My Earth Project. Ako si Angel Santos, ang anghel ng kalikasan.
Hello.
Hi, Angel. Hi, good evening. You know what? I really like your video because you're just telling us to strip it all down to the basics. And I like that you are offering concrete solutions. And there is also a call to action. Very good. Which is why I don't have a question about the video. My question is about the chosen fauna that you have, that you are promoting, which is the Luzon peacock swallowtail. And I just saw a picture of it. It's really beautiful. How would you help us this is your moment, if you don't mind, educate us on how we could preserve such beautiful species?
You know, the importance of preserving butterflies like the Luzon peacock swallowtail is we shouldn't destroy its natural habitat, which is the farms, the forest areas. The Luzon peacock swallowtail live in the highlands, which is in Baguio or in Benguet. So the important thing about preserving this
fauna is that we are also creating a circular economy in our ecosystem. So that is what is important when we preserve this kind of fauna.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Hi, Angel. I also love how you discussed about having a minimalistic life. Not just in your life, but also in the way you think. Para lahat ng clutter, kumbaga, sa buhay mo mawala. If you were to share with us, what was the easiest thing to give up and what is the hardest thing that you're still trying to give up for the environment?
Well, the easiest thing that I have given up already is my lifestyle in terms of clothing. I am a very fashionable person, but then when I realized that fast fashion is not important at all, I was able to reduce my clothes into a very small amount. And I call it and it is one of the biggest leap I had done with my lifestyle. But the hardest thing that I have done would be moving to another place. I have moved just this week to another place to better access my job location. So what's important about moving to a closer place is that you're reducing your carbon footprint, and I'm not going to use my car anymore, and I'm going to be commuting, and that is one of the best things about commuting as well. Thank you.
Good job.
All right, thank you, Miss Trece Martires City. And that wraps up the Eco video presentation and intelligence prejudging for today. Now, guys, that is just the first batch you saw, and we still have 2 more groups to go coming in the next few days. Let me just say, I've said this a while ago already, but these girls are very, very intelligent. I could actually feel their presence here. They have presence of mind. They are passionate, and they were not nervous at all. It reminds me of my time in Miss Philippines Earth. Last year, even the caliber of their eco videos, I have nothing to say. They're all amazing. So girls, give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back. You guys did amazing. And of course, thank you to our panel of experts and to everyone who watched this live streaming. I would also like to invite everyone to stay updated about Miss Philippines Earth events and follow, like, and subscribe to all of our social media pages. You may follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as YouTube. We are all at Miss Phil Earth and Miss Philippines Earth on Facebook. We would also like to thank the following sponsors. First, Ganda Blondes, the official makeup artist and hairstylist of Miss Philippines Earth, Kitco Travel and Tours, and Miss Earth Foundation. So guys, keep those comments coming. We hope to see you tomorrow, July 28th at 8 p.m. again for another round of nerve-wracking interviews with our second batch of delegates from NCR, Filipino Community Abroad, and Visayas here on Miss Philippines Earth 2022. Until then, this has been Amira Almamari to all, and stay safe.
Woman of the earth.